Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video.
Top 1. Today we're talking about the 2015 Kisatchie quarter from the United States of America, part of the America the Beautiful series. At first glance, it's just another state quarter. But there's more to this one than meets the eye. A whole lot more. This quarter was released to honor Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana, a beautiful, wild stretch of piney woods known for its natural beauty, rich biodiversity, and untouched landscape. And the design on this coin captures that spirit perfectly. The reverse of the quarter shows a wild turkey in mid-flight, its feathers spread, caught in motion, flying above the tall grasses and trees. It's a dynamic and detailed image, and anyone who's seen one knows, it's a work of art. Now here's where things start to get really interesting for collectors. While millions of these quarters were minted for circulation, not all of them were created equal. A very small number came out with minting errors that made them instantly stand out to sharp-eyed numismatists. These are the coins that get the blood pumping. That we're talking about errors like double dies, where the design is stamped twice slightly out of alignment, creating a ghost-like image around the letters or the turkey. Or off-center strikes, where the coin's design is pushed too far to one side. Then there are die cracks, small lines or breaks in the design caused by worn-out minting equipment. What most people would call a mistake, collectors call a jackpot, but there's more. Even a flawless version of this coin, without errors, can still be worth a surprising amount, if it's in the right condition. Coins that are uncirculated, kept perfectly without scratches, scuffs, or signs of wear, those are gold in the world of collecting. Especially when they come from limited mint runs or rare die varieties. So imagine this. A 2015 Kisatchie quarter with a double die error, preserved in perfect condition, professionally graded and certified. That's the kind of coin that turns heads at auctions. That's the kind of coin that gets serious collectors pulling out their wallets, and if you're lucky enough to own one of these rare versions, your little 25-cent coin might just be worth far more than face value. Now here comes the moment you've been waiting for. One of these rare 2015 Kisatchie quarters, with an extraordinary mint error and in absolutely pristine condition, has sold in the collector market for an incredible amount. A number that will make you want to check your change drawer immediately. That single quarter was sold for $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. $79,000. For a single $quarter coin. So the next time you're holding a quarter in your hand, don't just toss it into the vending machine. Take a closer look. Is it a Kisatchie quarter from 2015? Does it have any doubling in the letters? Is the turkey looking a little off? Is the strike a little crooked? These tiny details could mean the difference between pocket change and a life-changing find. Top 2. We're diving deep into a state quarter that might be sitting unnoticed in your collection, your change jar, or even inside your wallet right now. But trust me, once you know what to look for, you'll never look at it the same way again. We're talking about the 2004 Texas state quarter from the United States of America. Now, most people see a quarter and think, just 25 cents. But what if I told you that one particular version of this Texas quarter is worth a small fortune? That it's not just another coin from your pocket, but potentially a hidden treasure? Let's break it down. In 2004, as part of the 50 state quarters program, the U.S. Mint released the Texas quarter to celebrate the Lone Star State's history, pride, and independence. The design on the reverse side is bold and unmistakably Texan, a massive 5-pointed star sitting proudly over the outline of the state, with lasso-style lines encircling it, symbolizing the spirit of the frontier and the strength of Texas culture. But while millions of these quarters were struck and released into circulation, only a few possess something special. Something that makes them extremely rare and valuable to collectors. Here's where the story gets exciting. Some 2004 Texas quarters contain minting errors that were never intended to be seen by the public. These aren't your average coins. These are the ones that were struck with mistakes that slipped through the cracks, literally. We're talking about double die obverse, where the front design, the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," appear slightly doubled. Then there are off-center strikes, where the image is printed too far to one side, leaving a blank crescent on the edge of the coin. There are even clipped planchet errors, where a piece of the coin's edge is missing due to a mistake during the cutting process. To collectors, these aren't flaws. They're one-of-a-kind treasures, but it's not just the errors that make these coins valuable. It's the condition. A 2004 Texas quarter that has one of these rare errors and is in pristine, uncirculated, or mint state condition, that's the real jackpot. We're talking about a coin that looks like it just came from the mint yesterday. Sharp details, no scratches, no discoloration, just clean, crisp beauty. Now imagine that coin also has a striking error, something that only a handful in the world might have. That's what makes it go from a cool find to a collector's dream. Coin enthusiasts and dealers are constantly on the lookout for coins like these. They show up at auctions, they get graded by professional coin services, and sometimes, they fetch unbelievable prices. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, there is one particular 2004 Texas state quarter, featuring a rare mint error and preserved in absolutely perfect condition, that has been sold in the collector market for a jaw-dropping amount. That single coin was sold for $76,000, yes, you heard that correctly. $76,000. For a 25-cent piece. So the next time you go through your spare change, take an extra second to look for that Texas star. Examine it closely. Check the lettering. Look for anything unusual, doubling, off-centering, anything out of the ordinary. Because you might just be holding something worth far more than you could imagine, and if this kind of coin content makes your heart beat a little faster, if you're passionate about hunting, collecting, and discovering history one coin at a time, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell so you never miss another treasure hunting tip. Top 3. We're putting the spotlight on a coin that's taken the collector world by storm, the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter from the United States of America. Now, this coin is part of the America the Beautiful series, a program that honored national parks and protected sites across the U.S. From 2010 to 2021, each design told a story, and the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter is no exception. This particular quarter celebrates Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's a place full of history, culture, and some of the most unique ecological features in the Caribbean. The reverse side of this coin features an extraordinary design, a young red mangrove tree growing along the edge of the water, its roots reaching deep, symbolizing new life, growth, and nature's resilience. It's a beautiful coin. But beauty isn't the only reason collectors are chasing it. Let's talk about what makes this 2020 quarter rare, and in some cases, extremely valuable. While millions of Salt River Bay quarters were minted for general circulation, only a very small percentage have been found with minting errors, and that's where things start to get exciting. These error coins are the crown jewels of any collection. They're the ones that slip past quality control, often by accident, and make it into circulation with flaws that are both fascinating and profitable. Some of the most sought-after errors include double die errors, where part of the image or text looks like it was stamped twice, giving it a ghosted or doubled appearance. Then there are off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted, sometimes cutting off part of the image. And occasionally, you'll come across die breaks, also called cuds, raised areas where part of the die cracked during the minting process, leaving behind a bold blob of metal. And here's something every collector knows: the more dramatic and rare the error, the higher the value, especially if the coin is in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. So imagine you come across a 2020 Salt River Bay quarter with a visible double die in the mangrove roots or lettering, maybe an off-center strike that cuts into the tree design, and it's in mint condition with a shiny, untouched finish. You're not just holding a quarter, you're holding a prize. These coins have become hot items in the numismatic community. Coin collectors from around the world are hunting them, paying big money at auctions and bidding wars. They're not just buying metal, they're buying history, rarity, and a unique story that can't be replicated. And now, here comes the moment you've all been waiting for. One specific 2020 Salt River Bay quarter, featuring a rare mint error and graded in exceptional condition, was sold for an astonishing amount in a recent private sale. Are you ready for it? that single 25-cent coin was sold for $72,000. Yes, you heard me right, $72,000. That's the power of rarity, condition, and timing. A coin that most people wouldn't even notice can be worth more than a brand new car. And if you happen to have one of these rare Salt River Bay quarters, you might just be holding a piece of treasure in your hand. So next time you're going through your change, don't just toss the quarters aside. Take a second. Look closely. Especially at those 2020 Salt River Bay coins. Check the design, the lettering, the alignment. You never know what you might find. Top 4. We're talking about a coin that's part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. It's modern, it's beautifully designed, and for the lucky few who own the right version, it's incredibly valuable. Get ready to learn about the 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller Quarter, a coin that's quietly becoming one of the most exciting pieces for collectors today. Let's start with the story behind the coin. The Marsh-Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park is located in the heart of Vermont. It's a place deeply connected to the story of conservation in the United States, a legacy of protecting land, trees, and natural beauty for future generations. The coin's design captures that legacy beautifully. On the reverse side, you'll see a young girl planting a tree, symbolizing the act of stewardship and the passing of responsibility from one generation to the next. It's more than just a coin, it's a symbol of sustainability, of growth, and of care for the planet. But as incredible as the message behind the design is, what really gets collectors excited is what happens when something goes wrong during the minting process. That's right, we're talking about errors. While millions of these coins were struck and released across the country, only a very small number have been discovered with significant minting mistakes. And those mistakes are where the value skyrockets. There have been reports of double die errors on the lettering and the girl's figure, where parts of the image appear duplicated, almost like a shadow behind the original design. Then there are off-center strikes, where the coin is stamped improperly and the image or words are misaligned. You might even come across a coin with a die chip, a raised bump of metal where the minting die broke down during the process. To the average person, these might seem like flaws. But to coin collectors, they are golden opportunities. And here's something else that makes a massive difference: the condition of the coin. A Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter that has a rare error and is in near-perfect, uncirculated condition? That's a dream find. We're talking sharp edges, perfect surfaces, no scratches, and a shine that looks like it just came off the press. Now here's what makes this even more exciting: this coin is still relatively new. That means many people don't even realize what they're holding. It could be tucked away in a drawer, dropped into a coin jar, or even used in a vending machine without a second thought. But the people who know what to look for? They're searching. And when they find the right one, the results can be stunning, which brings us to the moment you've been waiting for. One rare version of the 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter, featuring a significant mint error and preserved in pristine condition, was recently sold in the collector's market for an eye-popping sum. That single quarter was sold for $68,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $68,000. For a coin that most people would use to pay for parking. That's the magic of coin collecting. One little piece of metal, one small mistake, and suddenly, it's a treasure worth thousands. So next time you get change at the store or crack open your coin jar, take a closer look. Check the date. Look for that tree planting design. And inspect every detail. Because you never know, you might just be holding your very own $68,000 surprise. Top 5. The coin we're talking about today, the 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter, might just be worth far more than 25 cents. In fact, one version of this coin has sold for an amount that will make you look at your spare change in a whole new way. Let's talk about it. Released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, this 2016 coin pays tribute to Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota. It's a rugged, untouched landscape, symbolic of Roosevelt's deep love for nature and conservation. And the design on this coin captures that spirit perfectly. On the reverse, you'll see Theodore Roosevelt himself, riding a horse through the sweeping landscape of the park. It's a powerful, almost cinematic image, Roosevelt on horseback, surveying the very land he helped protect and preserve. You can practically feel the wind sweeping through the prairie, but here's where things get really interesting. While millions of these coins were produced for circulation, not all of them were created equal. A small number were struck with minting errors, and those are the coins that collectors are scrambling to get their hands on. These rare errors can come in many forms. One of the most talked about is the double die error, where parts of the coin's design appear to have been stamped twice, slightly offset, giving it a ghost-like or shadowed look. This can happen in the inscriptions, like, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," or even in the finer details of Roosevelt himself. Another type of error is the off-center strike, where the image is noticeably misaligned. Part of Roosevelt or the landscape might be shifted too far to one side, or cut off completely. There are also die cracks and die chips, which can leave raised lines or bumps on the surface of the coin, tiny imperfections that drive collectors wild. And let's not forget about planchet errors, like missing clad layers, which expose the copper beneath the surface and give the coin a distinct two-tone appearance. Now, these errors alone already make the coin special. But if you happen to find one of these error coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, where the details are sharp, the surfaces are flawless, and the luster is untouched, then you're really onto something big. You see, coin collectors prize rarity, but they also prize perfection. When both come together, an error coin in flawless condition, it creates the perfect storm for serious value. So here's the part you've been waiting for. One particular 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter, featuring a significant minting error and graded in exceptional, pristine condition, was sold for a jaw-dropping sum. That single 25-cent piece was sold for $65,000. Yes, you heard that right, $65,000. It's incredible, isn't it? A coin you could easily overlook while counting your change has the potential to be worth more than a luxury car or a college degree. So the next time you find a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter in your wallet, in a coin roll, or even on the ground, take a closer look. Check the inscriptions. Look for doubling, shifting, cracks, or anything that seems off. It could be a tiny mistake, with a massive payout. If this story sparked your interest and you want to learn more about rare and valuable coins that might be hiding in plain sight, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. We've got tons more coin secrets coming your way. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a past, but some also have a future worth thousands.